name Eniola and you are welcome to another beautiful and exciting episode with any Gele craft. And on this episode, I'll be teaching you guys how to tie a full fan Gele. Alright, so this is our material. So we're going to be using an Ashoke material, and this material is 90 inches in length, and it can be 4 joinings, which is 4 away. But on this particular material, it's not demarcated, it's a plain Ashoke. It's a plain Ashoke. So this is what we're going to be using for our full fan Gele. So let's get started. This is our material. So how do we measure for the particular style we are tying today, which is full fan? So fold your Gele into 2 halves first, and also fold it into 4 halves. Now I fold my Gele into 4 halves. Now that I have it on 4 halves, can you see? Now my Gele is folded into 4 halves. Then I hold. Now the open part is facing me, which is this side, is actually facing my body part directly. So I'm going to be holding this part, this middle part. Now my Gele is folded into 4 halves. Then I'm going to be holding this part, and I'll be dropping the remaining like this. Now what I need to work with is this part. So how do we get started? So I'm still holding this part. So my measurement is going to fall on this side. So I simply go like this, 1, 2. Then I hold here and I hold here. So then I take 2 inches in, and I take 5 or 6 pleats. If you're using a 4 away material, you take 5 or 6 pleats. But if you're using a 3 joining or away material, you're using 4 or 5 pleats. Maximum of 5, minimum of 4. So let's get started. Stop. Now we want to base. Now we base our Gele. So you base like this. Now make sure it's covering almost the total over here. Okay, bring your hand. Bring your hand. Yeah, just hold. Yeah. Okay, now so she's holding this side for me so that I can also arrange the other side. So just raise your head up a little. Yeah, thank you. So make sure your pleats are evenly taped and well placed. Don't turn. Turn back. Yeah. So make sure you arrange very well and very neatly. Okay, please hold here now. Okay, now so you can see now our Gele is sitting very well. I mean the base. So now we want to go and continue from the back. So let's go. Okay, so now I open my hair. I open up my Gele. I'm showing the back of her hair. And so I bring my hands, the 2 hands, I bring them to the back. So one hand is definitely going to go above the other. But on this note, normally we used to have the shorter hand on the right hand side whenever you're standing at the back of your muse or your model, or also your client. But now we are having the longer hand on the right hand and the shorter hand on the left hand. But note, wherever the shorter hand is placed, note that whichever hand, I mean whichever part of the Gele that is shorter, that is on your right, is always the one that will go on top. Now because our longer hand is now on our right, which is always supposed to be on our left, but now is on our right, so our longer hand is still going to be the one to go above our shorter hand. So let's do that. So I pick my pleats, and also I pick my pleats on this side. Now you see my longer hand, which is on my right, is now the one going over the shorter hand. Okay, please hold the shorter hand. Yeah. Drop this hand and drop it. Just relax. So now I'm gonna pull here, and I'm going to, because I want this place to be not to be swollen, I don't want it to be swollen because I'm still going to take another layers on top of it. So I'm going to pull it in. I'm going to pull it in here. Okay, let's see here. Can you see? So now this place is well laid. So now we are back at the front, and what are we going to be doing now? We want to take our fan. We want to take the hand that is going to make the fans, which is the longer hand. Now it's going to be going across from this side of the head to this side of the head. So now let's get started. So my 2 inches is still intact, and my pleats, I pick 4 pleats first. 4 pleats. Note, I can pick my pleats before I base on top of my mule's head. So I've picked my pleats and I swing the other way. Can you come closer? Yes, so now I make sure my pleat is seated directly after the last pleat on the client's head, which is the first which is the base, which is the base pleat, is seated directly after the last pleat. So then I start to pick more pleats before I start picking my fans. I pick more pleats. So this is another one. Mind you, your pleats can be bigger now. Doesn't necessarily have to be small because we are about to start picking our fan. Let me raise your head up a little. Okay, so now, how do you know when you need to start picking your fan? Now, the only way you can know when you need to start picking your fan is when you're closer to the end. When you've picked some pleats and you're now closer to the end, then definitely you should know that yes, I should start picking my fan. Because when you start picking your fan from now, it can assure you, you can assure yourself that yes, you're gonna have a very huge fan gele. So let's get started. So mind you, I've picked my first fan. This is my first fan. Now, mainly the first fan doesn't really get to show very well because the fan is still forming. It has not really gotten to the top. So from the base, it doesn't get to show. But when we start picking more and more, you start seeing the fan coming out. Alright, so I hold this place down. Then I continue with my pleats. So mind you, you need to always hold down whenever you're tying your fan gele. You need to always hold down the last fan you pick, because if you don't hold it down, you might lose it and it might not stay firm. So I pick another fan. Okay, so basically starting now, we're still picking our fan. We still continue like this. We keep going. Make sure your pleats are firmly holding, like firmly pleated. You need to hold down with your hands. So now still going. Now the more I pick my fan, the more I arrange this base part, trying to make them sit on each other firmly. So I pick another fan. Can you see? You can raise your head. Yeah, sorry. So I keep going like this. Keep picking my fans. Now mind you, fan is a little bit technical. You need a lot of practice to actually get it very, very right. Without practice, you might not really get your fan very well. So you see, we're having our fan all coming out. So you keep going. You keep going. Make sure you're pleating your gele very firmly. Now I take another fan. Take another fan, please. Now can you see? Now I've not pinned. The reason I've not pinned is because I am still holding my gele firmly and it's not going back, it's not slipping back. But I can still use my pin if I want to, but I'm not using the pin currently. Okay, so let's go. You keep picking your base pleats, arranging it very well, firmly, and you keep walking through with your fan pleats like Okay, so we keep going. So you keep picking your pleats like that, like that. Pause, pause, pause. Okay, so we are still working on our fan, and I'm still making sure my pleats are well and firmly placed. So I pick another fan. Now mind you, I'm holding all my fans in one place with just this hand. So I have to make sure this hand is pressing it down very well. So I keep going. Okay. Now my fabric is a very thick ashoke. And that is why it's heavy. It's very heavy. So I need to be careful picking my fans and arranging as well. Need to be careful, make sure I don't pull something too hard, because it can now I'm still picking my fans. Can you stop? So we keep picking our pleats. Now you can see my fan is beginning to fall to place. So now I still hold down, then I arrange this part. Now mind you, I'm not gonna be pulling too much. I'm not gonna be pulling too much. Now I continue my pleats. Now can you see our fans are beginning to come out just the way we want them to. So I keep pleating. Keep pleating. Keep pleating. Okay. Okay, so we're almost at the final part where we're going to do our finishing touch. So make sure your fans are coming out well set, well placed. Well placed. So because I have a very thick material, I won't be tying my fan. There's something they call twisting, the figure 8 twisting. So I'm going to be twisting my material instead of tying, which gives it a beautiful look at the other side, which is this side I am. Okay, so basically I'm still holding my pleats. You can see I'm struggling with them a little because my fabric is so thick and heavy. So thick and heavy. So try my best possible to grab them in one hand without losing any of them. Okay. It's a serious thing. Oh, move. Move. Okay. So I'm almost getting to the part where I'll be twisting. So please pay attention. Pay a very close attention to the twisting part of my fan gele, because that is where the thing is. So I'm going to now heat. Mind you, I'm holding my materials very well so I don't lose my fan. And I'm not pulling them, I'm not pulling. You see? So here I am. So I want to take the twister now. So I grab all my material and I twist in 8. Now like this. Yeah, please hold this one. Just don't pull it, don't pull it, don't pull. Just hold it like that. Now, which way? Okay, so we're still on it. Pause. Okay, so now you can see the twisted part. Now it's giving us a twisted look, and our fan is still coming out the way it should, but we still have some little adjustment to make after. So then I want to make sure this hand is secured. So how do I do that? So we simply come to the back. Now she leaves that hand, that same hand, then I twist. I keep on twisting. So I'm twisting on top of this. Now mind you, make sure you're not pulling this part too much. Raise your head up. Yes, like that. So now when I twist, I need my pin to actually hold everything I have twisted for me, because that will serve as my tie. So how do we pin? Please come closer. Come closer. Yeah. Okay, so this is the way we pin. Can you, yeah, like that. Now pinch a little part of your material, the one on top, then swing. Let's do that again. Now pinch a little part of your material, then swing like this inside and push in. Now that is pin, and that is the best technique to pin your gele. I'm going to be teaching strings and pinning, some particular important part of gele that people wrongly do, or people do not know how to actually achieve. So on my next video, I've been postponing it. Don't worry, I'll do it very soon, because I mentioned in my last tutorial too that I'll be doing a video on strings and some other stuff, but I'll be dropping it very soon. So same thing. So I'm gonna be pinning like a lot of areas, because this gele is thick and I need to secure it very well. Okay, so for now it's okay. So let's come back to the front. Now look at it. Notice that my gele is almost capsized, so I need to be careful. I need to appreciate it. Yeah. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. You can stop. The hand she was holding, which is this hand, so I've arranged the pleat back. So I had to pin in some part, which is this part. You can come closer so you can see. Pin this part. I pin this part so my gele won't have to scatter and keep going back and back, because of the material. The material is really thick and a little bit soft. So appreciate it very well. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we take this one backward. Then now we want to finish up. So then now my twists, this twist, there's still a little thing I need to do here, which is stop. Now that I've tidied up the back, so I need to still pin some parts here, which is on this fold. So I need to make sure you have to pin majorly, the circle, the twists. You have to make sure you pin it well and pin it firmly. So then now we want to finish up. Okay, so turn. Now you can see our gele is looking sensitizing. What should we call it? Tantalizing shit. Okay, so our gele is popping already.
Agile looking Chicken Republic.
Oh, she said Agile is looking Chicken Republic. Richard. Okay, now so I have to make sure this part is well aligned. So how do I do that? Make sure my beats are well, my fans are well placed. Richard, okay, for that. Okay, so so now we want to pin this side. You're still pinning because majorly you need to pin. So make sure you pin firmly. Alright, so you pin like this. Okay, Anton, yeah. Alright. Okay, so Richard. So we're still on it. So make sure you iron out your bead as well. Make sure you iron them out. So one final touch. Now this is the way your twisted fan should look. This is the way your twisted, it's not twisted, this is a full fan, but the twisted part of it, this is the way it should look. This is the way it should look. So you can also pin this side if they are not staying put. Just use some pin to hold them down. Stop. Yeah, so we're almost done. See, start again. Things to do at the back. Make sure you make this side neat, which you need to pin. So how do you just pack it in a twist, then pin it down like this. Same way. Push in, pinch, push in, then pinch the lower part of your material, then push in straight. Like that. Okay, so now notice we still have one hand, which is a shorter hand. You can just fold it and wrap it around. Don't pull it too much because it's connected with the base. Just make sure you want to make sure the back is looking as neat as possible. So therefore you're using this one to cover up your rough. Cool. You're also pinning. Please come closer, let them see. You pin like that. Same thing on the other side. Pinch, pin. Okay, so turn around. Okay. So our full fan Gele is almost ready to go. So now to finish this side, the way I do my own, you can either fold it in like this. Fold it in like this. Then make sure. Now, mind you, if you're using some other materials, you might not have to do this twisting part. You might just have to tie. But for the purpose of the twisting part, you can just fold in your material. To suit that other end. Then you pin this side. Pin it down. Okay. Okay, so this is our full fan Then one-sided twist gele, well placed and well. Now you can see our fans are well aligned and they are coming out just the way we want them, and it's actually sitting very firmly and sitting very well on our model. Sitting very well on our model. So now we are done with our fan gele, a full fan gele. So this is a full fan gele having a little bit of twist on the side. Now you can see our model looking stunning. Shade. Turn around, oh, pop. So one more thing, one more spice we need to do. We need to push up. So can you turn back to the front? Yeah. So now we need to push to our hairline. Make sure your gele is sitting directly on the hairline. So then you want to push up. So first you hair curl it into. Yeah. So you keep that way. Let me see. No. A little more. Stay. Okay, so now you can see our full fan gele sitting so fine.
Mo sì fashion gan tójú tí a lọ ìró àti bùbá yẹn pẹ̀lú gèlè skóńtóló. Gèlè odò tí ká mọ̀ wé kò dàbí kó yẹ ní. Gèlè odò tí ká mọ̀ wé kò dàbí kó yẹ ní. Èyí yẹ o bàbá ta ló sọ pé kò yẹ. Àwọn dà bàbá ta ló sọ pé kò yẹ. Tí gẹ́gẹ́ pa kó pa mọ́ wọn lẹ́nu. Kẹ̀kẹ́ tí kẹ́ pa mọ́ bàbá wọn lẹ́nu. Tí gẹ́gẹ́ pàṣẹ kó pa mọ́ wọn lẹ́nu sẹ́. Gẹ́gẹ́ tí kẹ́ pa mọ́ bàbá wọn lẹ́nu. Ọ̀rọ̀ hurunhurun inú ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ lómi gbé tó bá ṣojú lóhùn.